MetroFanTV coming live from Harrison, New Jersey, in front of Red Bull Arena, and we are here with Jose, making his long time re-emergence after a very, very long time. So since the last time we talked, a lot has transpired, right? Between the heartbreaking CCL stuff, but now the recent trend is obviously we came out and looked like an Eastern contender the past 2 weeks, and it's kind of running a bit of a problem. Again, right? Philadelphia Union, like, take us away.
Same old story, same old problem. I think for the most part we've had this issue a long time, especially with this team now. We can't break teams down. That bunker, that's obvious. We already talked about that. But for me, it's got to come to a point where, he sees that the starters are not working. A lot of players today underperform their usual level. Royer has been underperforming for a few weeks already, and sadly, like last year, we needed him a lot. Now this year, looking back at it, we're almost too over dependent on his side. When on the other side, we do have a decent players like Below. But even today, Below didn't have that, that kind of quickness that he usually has. So that sort of edge that he played like against New York City FC, even against Atlanta. So a lot of this today came as well. The conditions didn't help them at all. A lot of the players you can see that they were tired already by a certain time, and then Philadelphia just making it really hard for us to break them down, make it worse. They put all their men behind the ball, and then that's pretty much what they did. And we haven't been able to do that. That happened in CCL, that happened here, and I don't know if he has been able to solve problems in the past, but this has been one of the problems.
You could make the argument that bunkering teams for anyone in MLS would be difficult when you don't have guys who can move the ball quickly with the passing, right, to open up those things.
Right.
And I guess, we did kind of try and bring in somebody this year to solve that problem. We were supposed to bring in Kaku, but you have to credit Jim Curtin for the game plan, right?
Right.
Shut down a lot of the supply to him and made it hard for him to get around with the body from there. So, does anything change about the outlook of the team for you? Do you feel like we might need an extra player to assist now or relieve the playmaking burden? Or do you think that this was just sort of maybe a bit more of a trap game? Like, does it?
I think this is definitely. I'm not sure. Coming off like Atlanta, we would expect us to kind of roll over this team. I'll be honest, it doesn't look like a very good team this year. But it's kind of the way we're gonna have to be used to playing like lower half teams. That's the way they want. They already know they can succeed against us. They can steal 2 points like today. They've stolen and they beat us at home like Chicago. So. These are just gonna be. This is just gonna be the way teams are gonna try to steal points from now on. And for the most part, there are other teams that would rather attack us directly on, and that's where we excel. When teams decide that they want to be proactive against us, and then we can pretty much counteract that. But when they become more behind the ball, we can't really counteract that because really they just give us the ball. And we really don't know what to do with it.
And I guess now looking ahead, you have, as I think I've repeated multiple times, you have the three fixtures coming up in the next. We'll be playing 3 games in 2 weeks basically. So we start with New England away next week. We have City at home in the US Open Cup, and then we have Columbus away again. So a lot of squad rotation on the cards.
Right.
How do you think this is going to affect the team going forward? What do you think your outlook is for this stretch run of games?
We went through a stretch where they rotate really well. Unfortunately, some of those players did, like Duncan had, unfortunately got injured, so we're not as strong anymore there. But we do have rotation players that we can probably move in. For example, in New England, I don't see a lot of. I do see rotations, except so we can go into New York City prepared and probably maybe get a result, maybe go forward with the cup, beat them again. And after that, I think on Columbus as well, we're going to see some people returning from the bench just to fill that in. And for the most part, And when at the beginning of the season we were successful from the bench, but is it going to be sustainable within the next 2 weeks? We can only find out right now.
Rocky times ahead, maybe? Who knows? But MetroFanTV saying goodnight from Red Bull Arena.